Hi class, welcome to today's lesson on fractions. And by the end of this lesson, you should all be able to identify equivalent fractions of any given fraction, apply equivalent fractions in sharing of commodities, solve problems in quantitative aptitude reasoning in equivalent fractions, and also find the equivalent of any given fraction. Alright then, let's get started. A simple fraction is a number expressed as a quotient in the form of n over d, where n is the numerator and d is the denominator. The numerator defines the number of equal parts taken, whereas the denominator defines the total number of equal parts in a whole. For it to be a fraction, d must be more than 0, and n and d must be integers. Now, do you remember the types of fractions we have? Right, we have proper fraction, where the numerator is less than the denominator. For example, 2 over 3. We also have an improper fraction, where the numerator is greater than the denominator. For example, 3 over 2. And lastly, we have a mixed fraction, which is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, 2 whole number 2 over 3. Now, do you know that 2 over 4 and 4 over 8 are the same? Are you confused? Well, don't be. This is the concept known as equivalent fractions. Let's find out what it means. Equivalent fractions are fractions that have the same value or represent the same part of an object. To obtain equivalent fractions of a given fraction, we simply multiply the numerator and the denominator of the given fraction by the same whole number. Let's use the 2 over 4 to illustrate. If we multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, what we'll have is 2 times 2 all over 4 times 2. And this gives us 4 over 8. When simplified to the lowest term, 2 over 4 is the same as 1 over 2. Similarly, 4 over 8 is also equivalent to 1 over 2. Now, do you understand why 2 over 4 is equivalent to 4 over 8? Awesome! Other equivalent fractions include 2 over 3 and 4 over 6, 5 over 3 and 20 over 12, and so on and so forth. Now let's see how equivalent fractions apply in everyday life. Mr. Abu gave 40 naira out of 100 naira to his first grandchild, Atiku. How much will he give his second grandchild, Abati, out of the 200 naira so that the money is shared in an equivalent form? First of all, we know that he gave Atiku 40 naira out of 100 naira, which can be represented as 40 over 100. Let's assume the amount of money Mr. Abu gives to Abati is X naira, which can also be represented as X over 200. Using the principle of equivalent fractions, we can say that 4 over 100 is equal to X over 200. From here, we cross-multiply in order to find the unknown value, X. These zeros can cancel out, leaving us with 4 over 10 is equal to X over 200. 4 times 200 is equals to 10 times X. 800 is equal to 10X. Next, we divide both sides by 10, which is the coefficient of X. 800 divided by 10 is 80. 10x divided by 10 is x. Therefore, x is equal to 80. Therefore, Abati should be given 80 naira out of 200 so that the money is shared in an equivalent form with Atikus. To confirm our answer, we can simplify both fractions to see if they give us the same lowest form. To reduce 40 over 100 in its lowest form, 0 cancels 0. We are left with 4 over 10. 2 in 4 is 2. And 2 in 10 is 5, which is 2 over 5. Therefore, 40 over 100 in its lowest form is 2 all over 5. Now it's your turn. Reduce 80 over 200 to its lowest form. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Ta-da! 80 over 200 in its lowest form is 2 over 5. We can now see that both 40 all over 100 and 80 over 200 in their lowest form is 2 over 5, which confirms our answer. Good job! And this brings us to the end of the first lesson on fractions. In this lesson, you learnt about the types of fractions, equivalent fractions, and the application of equivalent fractions in everyday life. See you all in the next lesson.